How do you cope with the mental health effects of being a nurse?
Dark humour, very dark and inappropriate humour.
Mindfulness. Actually, mindfulness.
I crochet a lot. Like, I make a lot of wool shit. But it's my meditation. I have a ball of wool and a hook, and the world goes quiet.
I go and binge watch movie.
Doing things outside of work that are not related to work. I personally go to the gym because it's great. It's 45 minutes of my life where I don't think about work.
Lots of jokes.
Always use the way home. I've always got this theory, never live too closely to where you work. And it's great because you have that disconnect of that journey home where you're able to reflect.
Recognising in yourself when you're burnt out, and it's okay to feel that way, but not pushing yourself past a limit where you can't come back from it.
An ability to disassociate yourself in a healthy way from work and personal life.
I think it's just about chatting to your colleagues.
I think I cope best when I talk to my friends.
I'm lucky all my friends do the same sort of job, so they get it.
I think I'm lucky. I've got 2 daughters that are nurses as well, so we often, tell stories.
I think debriefing is the most critical thing in this profession. I think that's one thing that we don't do right. It's just kind of going, okay, you've experienced that, good luck.
Video games is my other mental health coping strategy. So like Call of Duty, Halo, and then at the moment I'm playing Pokemon.
Coping is just knowing yourself, being happy. If you're not happy, just don't do it. Just let it go. Letting go is important, because if you're not gonna let go, if you look in nursing career, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Do something else.
I think having really good self-care and knowing when to ask for help. For me, I love music, I love food, and I love being around my friends. So I mostly just try to, separate work from all that.
Talking to people who don't understand or turning to alcohol is not the answer.
A lot of nurses, when you talk to them, they'll be like, yep, my first year was my biggest year of drinking alcohol, because the shit that they would do at work, and then they come home and then, just need a drink.
You have a wall, and there will be the occasional patient that gets through your wall, and they tend to topple it down pretty spectacularly, and you just slowly have to build that back up again and make sure that you do things that not only support the wall but also fill your empathy cup, because we just constantly give and give, but so you have to make sure that you don't run dry, and that how you do that is different for every person. You need to find what's your thing.
I originally, when I started nursing, I was like, mindfulness is rubbish. Like, what's that going to achieve? But actually being present and aware and processing what might be taking a toll on your mental health is a really effective strategy to protect your mental health.
I lean on my colleagues a lot. We have our little debriefs. I try not to take things home. So a lot of the time I try and deal with it at work. There's always someone we can go to. There's a free service and stuff that we can seek out if we want to. But even just, you have your colleagues that you're close with, and, you can always talk with them and they understand.
All right, I'm going to get real with you. So I first, pretty unhealthily, to be honest, for the first part of my career, relied a lot on distraction, sometimes, whether that's through alcohol or freaking dating or over-exercising and stuff like that. And it took me probably too long to sort of recognise that just talking it out is the best therapy as far as, those mental health things, the mental health aspect of being a nurse goes.
So a few years ago, when I was in emergency at a different hospital, I was really burnt out and really unhappy, and I think I had to recognise that within myself. So instead of staying in that position, I took a break and seconded and did education for a bit and then went back into emergency. And then I found outside of work ways to help my mental health. So I exercise, I go to the gym, I do social things, and you learn what works for you. And I listen to some really good podcasts about how to not take things personally, because the hardest part of this job is to not take things personally. So whether you're a clinical nurse on the floor or you're in senior management, it's learning how to not take things personally, because that's what will eat you up on the inside. And it's about that coping mechanism and then doing things outside of work that are not related to work.
I, at times, can get really down after a run of night shifts. Something happens in my brain and I just get quite down and depressed and feeling like shit, not wanting to get up and do anything, and it can take a few days to recover from that. So I found how I cope with that is just be really gentle on yourself for your next few days after nights. Don't force yourself to go out and do insane exercise. Took me probably a bit too long to sort of work that out, I think. Yeah.
Nurses are really resilient and we face a lot every day. So one of the things that I do when I've found things challenging is that I shake my hands. So I just do this and I will turn around, and even if it's at the time that I'm feeling a bit stressed, I will just turn my back to whoever I'm talking to, or I'll walk out and go and get something and I'll shake my hands and I'll come back in and I'm ready for that again. Take a very deep breath, especially when I've found things quite sad or when I've related to them too much. Which we do, because we all have families. So I'll do the deep breathing and, okay, go back in. I've got to do this. No one else is going to do my job for me, so I have to go back in and complete this. So I do that, but I will shake my hands.
Some people run, some people cook, some people bake. Like whatever it is, you just have to find where you've got to find the thing that brings you peace. And don't use a bottle to do that.
Hey, I'm Jackson, founder of The Nurse Break, a platform for nurses, midwives and students working in Australia.
And I'm Daniel Dellaway, founder of The Archive, a platform where I interview everyday people about their life stories.
We hope you enjoyed watching these videos as much as we did filming them.
And if you don't want to miss the next one, make sure to join our mailing list by clicking the link wherever it is.
And every time you share our video, we'll do a little dance. Off camera, obviously.
I'm not dancing.
Okay, I'll dance.
I'll dance a little bit.
I almost didn't know if it was appropriate to talk about.